At ILM, we're bigger than a welcome home hug. We're stronger than the connections we make. We're your neighbor. We're your friend.
We are your school spirit.
We are your history.
We are your biggest fans.
And we all fly.
And we all fly.
ILM.
ILM.
We are comfort, convenience, and community pride. We are more than just an airport. We are your airport.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon, and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly decorated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting, hands-on historic adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the Battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
Looking for action, excitement, and the only professional team in town? Don't miss out on the next Wilmington Hammerheads match. Show your support at their next game. Get your season tickets or single game tickets now at WilmingtonHammerheads.com.
Coming off a 2-1 result in the 2016 season opener, Wilmington Hammerheads FC 1-0-0 on Coming off a 2-1 result in the 2016 season opener, Wilmington Hammerheads FC 1-0-0 on the year, heading into their home opener against the Richmond Kickers. Good evening, everyone, live from Legion Stadium here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm Joe Katz alongside Zach Haynes, and Wilmington Hammerheads FC looking for a tough match tonight against the Richmond Kickers. And Zach, as we head into the 20th anniversary season of the Wilmington Hammerheads, just kind of a look back and a quick, retake of the last 2 decades of soccer here in Wilmington and how this organization has grown throughout the years.
Obviously, there's been some big changes in the offseason, and Coach Mark Briggs has come in, and he's someone that's very experienced, knows the organization very well. He was a player, a very good player here, and very beloved by the fans, and then came up as an assistant coach, player assistant, and now he takes the helm. And I think Mark has had the chance in the offseason to recruit an entirely new team, basically, and he's building that team in his image, and he's trying to create an identity that he feels will be successful, not only here in Wilmington, a product that the people here want to see, but hopefully a team that can go on to be successful in this league that he knows very well.
Coach Mark Briggs making his first home opening start here as the new head coach here at Wilmington Hammerheads FC. 7 returning players from last season's squad. That leaves 15 new additions to the club, and pick up a 2-1 result at Orlando City B last Saturday in the season opener. You couldn't have asked for a better start to the season, obviously, but a tall task today going up against an experienced Richmond club for years has been kind of a model of consistency here in the United Soccer League.
Absolutely. What they did in the first game was very, very impressive with a completely new team, basically, absent a few guys that returned to the roster. I think that Coach Briggs and the staff did a fantastic job of preparing them. You go through preseason and it's very difficult. You're assembling the team, you're trying to create some continuity, build relationships in the team, and find those combinations that you believe are going to be effective in the early part of the season. And they were able to do it on the road. Great win, and I'm sure they're going to be looking to use that start and that momentum to come to a very tough game today against Richmond, who, as we know, is a very, very good team in this league year to year. And they really only look to interchange a few pieces year to year. So they know what they're up against. They know what type of team and what type of identity Richmond has. And they're going to go look to get a result as they did on the road at Orlando.
It's the 2016 home opener here in Wilmington, Carolina. The Hammerheads gearing up for kickoff against the Richmond Kickers. It's 2016 United Soccer League action here on YouTube. He's Zach Haynes. I'm Joe Katz. We'll be here with you through the duration of tonight's broadcast. We'll get to a quick break, our national anthem, the starting lineups in tonight's contest between Wilmington and Richmond when we get back after this.
At ILM, we're bigger than a welcome home hug. We're stronger than the connections we make. We're your neighbor. We're your friend.
We are your school spirit.
We are your history.
We are your biggest fans.
And we all fly
And we all fly
ILM.
ILM.
We are comfort, convenience, and community pride. We are more than just an airport. We are your airport.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
We are ILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly rated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting, hands-on historical adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the Battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
Looking for action, excitement, and the only professional team in town? Don't miss out on the next Wilmington Hammerheads match. Show your support at their next game. Get your season tickets or single game tickets now at WilmingtonHammerheads.com.
a great rendition of our nation's anthem to kick off the 20th season of Wilmington Hammerheads soccer here in the port city of Wilmington, North Carolina, inside historic Legion Stadium. Again, I'm Joe Katz alongside Zach Haynes, the associate head coach of the UNC Wilmington men's soccer team, as we are moments away from kickoff between Wilmington Hammerheads FC and the Richmond Kickers. Getting to our starting lineups tonight before the opening kick. First for the Richmond Kickers, led by their head coach Lee Calishaw. On the back line this evening, William Yambi wears number 2, number 8, Hugh Roberts, number 18, Alex Lee, and number 31, Braden Troyer. Navigating the midfield for Richmond tonight will be number 5, Michael Callahan, number 14, Udai Amura, number 15, Lucas Paulini, number 17, Jason Yaisley, and number 28, Samuel Ashanti. At forward position will be number 11, Luis Fernando, and the goalkeeper tonight for Richmond, number 1, Ryan Taylor. For Wilmington, wearing the captain's sleeve this evening will be number 6, veteran midfielder Liam Miller. At the goalkeeper position, number 1, John Smits. In the backfield, number 2, Tom Parrott, number 4, Michael Meekum, number 23, Bruno Peroni, and number 25, Ferretti Sosa. Also in the midfield this evening will be number 8, Mael Corbaz, number 14, Logan Miller, number 10, Justin Moose, and number 19, Jeff Mishad. Our lone forward tonight will be number 11, Q Lawal. And Zach, as we sit here gearing up for opening kickoff, which is moments away, Wilmington will be moving right to left on your screen here in the first half of action. Richmond, obviously a quality side here. Looking to spoil Wilmington's home opener tonight.
Richmond is a quality side, and they're a quality side year in and year out. They have a lot of consistency within the squad. They bring back same core of players pretty much year to year, with a few parts, few pieces added, a few pieces depart. But you know what you're going to get from Richmond. They play a fairly direct style. They typically line up in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-1-1 shape, and they know what they are. They have an identity and play very well to it.
Officials for tonight's game: head referee Neil Barbalescu, senior assistant referee Scott Bowers, assistant referee Eric Veroni, and the fourth official Jordan Davis. 20th anniversary season underway here at historic Legion Stadium in Wilmington, North Carolina. Did not know if we were going to get into tonight's contest with some nasty weather here in the port city of Wilmington, North Carolina. Earlier today, the skies cleared midway through the afternoon. Could see some precipitation as we head through tonight's match. Well, it looks like a beautiful evening for soccer, a good crowd here at historic Legion Stadium. An early free kick opportunity for Wilmington. There's Mael Corbaz, some names that we'll be getting used to over the next couple of weeks to open the 2016 USL season for the Wilmington Hammerheads, including their new head coach Mark Briggs.
A lot of new faces, a lot of change up in the offseason, and I think a lot of guys that we'll be excited to watch with the Wilmington Hammerheads as we move forward. Some instant impact players. Last week, Liam Miller, of course, the most heralded, coming in, former Manchester United player. He's been a journeyman. He's played all throughout the leagues in Europe and elsewhere, and he's going to be their captain and their talisman.
Two guys we can look out for this week that received accolades from the league following the opening weekend of action. Number 14 for
and that evaluation process for so many players, and not having that core such as a Richmond where you know exactly what you're going to get coming back the next year, and you really only need to evaluate a handful of guys to see if they can fit in.
One of those new faces wears number 23, the left center back, Bruno Peroni, with a big left foot, as these two teams have been basically trading possession here, trying to feel each other out over the first couple of minutes of action in tonight's match.
It looks like Richmond is going to stick to their pretty standard 4-2-3-1, 4-4-1-1 shape, and it looks like the Wilmington Hammerheads have made a slight adjustment to last week, where they lined up in more of a 4-2-3-1 with Mael Corbaz playing next to Logan Miller and Liam Miller ahead of them. And tonight it looks like it's going to be more of a 4-1-4-1 shape or a 4-3-3 shape, so that they can match up a little bit tighter in the midfield. And those average starting positions of the Wilmington Hammerheads are going to be able to close down number 15 and number 5, Mike Callahan of the Richmond Kickers, who so much of their team's efforts go through those two guys in the midfield.
That's Ferretti Sosa with the possession as the Wilmington Hammerheads are able to string a few passes together now, looking to gain their form here in the first 5 minutes. Michael Meekum, a familiar name to you, Zach, spent the last few seasons, 4 years, playing his college soccer right here in Wilmington for UNCW.
Yes, Michael's someone we're very proud of, and for him to make his professional debut last week at Orlando City, coming off the bench, then tonight making his first professional start as a rookie, right center back in a big home game, the home opener. We're extremely proud of him, but he's earned this opportunity. He worked extremely hard for 4 years. He was a wonderful servant to the UNCW program, and I can't say enough about the kid. He's one of the best players I'll ever coach on and off the field. There's no question about that.
To piggyback off that just briefly, we have several former UNC Wilmington products competing this season in the United Soccer League, including a goalkeeper who posted a clean sheet in his first debut for Vancouver Whitecaps 2 this past weekend.
That's right. Sean Melvin was a player that for the last 3 seasons did very well at UNCW. He's a Vancouver Whitecaps product, academy product. He was also in with the Canadian national teams, U20s, and the full Canadian national team for a camp and a couple exhibition games. And he had the opportunity to move on and sign a contract with Vancouver Whitecaps too, and earned the start in his very first game and posted a shutout. So we're extremely proud of him and his efforts, and hopefully he can keep it going.
We continue to go down the list. Jacob Van Compernal being another one of those, getting ready for his second season. In addition to one of your program's all-time leading goalkeepers, who's on the roster for FC Dallas, Colin Bonner, a draft pick in the Super Draft this past earlier this spring, I guess you can.
And had an excellent career and was drafted by FC Dallas and was signed to their team, their first team, and he made it into the 18 this past week in DC United in front of a lot of his family and friends. So we're thrilled for him. We know he'll keep working hard and hopefully make a fantastic career out of it at FC Dallas.
Zach, you mentioned just a few minutes ago how Coach Briggs has kind of readjusted his formation heading into tonight's match. How does that kind of all play out when, as you're trying to piece together, as you said, this team with the communication between new players, returning players, veterans out there?
I think for Coach Briggs, what you want to decide on first in preseason, once you got a good handle of your group and the talents that you have and the strengths that you have, you develop a system that you feel like can bring out the strengths of as many players, if not all the players in your lineup, and you go from there. And then there's little tweaks that you make along the way to perhaps take into account some of the strengths of the other team.
John Smits on his toes in the 7th minute for Wilmington Hammerheads FC, looking to settle down his group here, where Richmond has controlled some of the possession on Wilmington's side of the pitch for the last 2 or 3 minutes or so, as Wilmington looks to regain control here and some composure in the first 10 minutes in front of their home crowd.
It was clear in the first game, Joe, that Coach Mark Briggs wants his team to play on the front foot. He wants to get out and press and try to win the ball back in the attacking half. They set up in more of a medium block on the road against Orlando City, and they put a lot of pressure as soon as the ball was played into midfield. It looks like they have a similar setup tonight, and I feel he's probably starting to nail down an identity for his team and a way they want to set up in terms of how they press, when they press, their team shape, where they engage in their line of confrontation up the field. And it looks like it's pretty consistent tonight. The only tweak they've made is just that midfield shape of the three of Logan Miller, Mile Corbaz, and Liam Miller. And instead of having Liam Miller as the top of the triangle, if you will, they have more of an inverted triangle where Logan Miller is the lone holding mid. And again, that's more so to match up with the strengths of Richmond, where number 14, Ura, is a fantastic player for Richmond. Obviously, as you mentioned, team of the week. So they want someone next to him at all times. And then if they can stop Callahan and Polini from getting on the ball and dictating the tempo, they should have 2 players in Liam Miller and Mile Corbaz who are a little bit closer on average to do that.
It is Liam Miller. We'll play back to a veteran Hammerheads fans and Tom Parrott back for another season under Coach Briggs. as we see Udai Amora go down and a foul called on Wilmington Hammerheads FC. Looks like it'll be Michael Callahan with the right-footed. Smits with the grab at the highest point, taking control inside the 18-yard box for the Hammerheads. 10 minutes gone by here in the 2016 home opener. We're in a scoreless match between Wilmington and Richmond.
It's good to see Michael Callahan out there. He's a former teammate of mine at UNC Chapel Hill, and he was named player assistant coach for the Richmond Kickers this year. And I know coaching is part of his plans for the future, and this gives him an opportunity, best of both worlds, at a great organization, Richmond Kickers. So extremely thrilled to see him out there still playing, but also getting his coaching career underway, and I know he's going to make a great one.
Logan Miller stepping in front for Wilmington. Possession back to Richmond. Callahan with the right foot, once again looking for Imora. Peroni will play back for the Hammerheads with a full head of steam for Wilmington. On the far side of the pitch, Michael Meekum at midfield. The right foot looking for Q Lawal. He goes down, no whistle. Q brought on to the squad last year for Wilmington. Towards the midway part of the season, provides lots of attacking ability for the Hammerheads, looking to finish some of those chances heading into this 2016 slate for the Hammerheads.
Q's a really exciting player. He's a young player, so he's still learning his trade as a center forward, but he has all the ability in the world to be able to lead the line at this level in a big way, and he has all the physical attributes you want in a center forward. He has pace, he has strength, and his finishing ability is something I know he's continuing to clean up, but he is someone that can score goals, and all in all, throughout any game against any opposition, he's going to be a handful. And I thought against Orlando City in the first game, he led the line extremely well. Did not score, but was fantastic in terms of his hold-up play and running the channels and just being a focal point of the attack for the Wilmington Hammerheads.
Week 2 of the 2016 USL season is underway. Had a couple of midweek games in the books. 12 contests going on tonight through Sunday across the nation. Cue the wall on the left edge of the penalty area. Looking to dribble in between a couple of defenders, and it looks like we have a offside flag on the far end of the pitch. Talk about the growth of the United Soccer League here over the last couple of years. You see more and more MLS teams adding affiliates underneath their umbrella. Orlando City B being one of those teams new to the league this year. Wilmington Hammerheads FC, of course, the New York City FC affiliate. They've been able to create a nice little dynamic with Hammerheads owner George Altiers. Tab Ramos getting into some of the decision making, of course, with NYCFC. Also, their affiliate with Cedar Stars Soccer Academy in New Jersey.
It's an exciting time for the league, Joe. They really have expanded, and up to 30 teams now, and almost every MLS team now has their own B team or 2 team, whatever you want to call it. But the fact of the matter is the pathway to the highest level is becoming more and more accessible, and it puts programs on the same grounds and under the same umbrella, and the coaching staff being able to constantly evaluate players that are deserving of those call-ups. And I think you're going to see the USL League continue to grow and prosper. There's no question.
And we saw one of our own goalkeeper from last season, Andre Rawls, get a call-up from NYCFC after a standout season for Wilmington Hammerheads FC. He joined the A team through training throughout the end of 2015 and into the front end of 2016.
Andre's a great example, and there's been many others that have come through the Wilmington Hammerheads organization. One that stands out at the moment is Daniel Steris, played center back here and also played some holding mid a couple years ago, and he's now starting at center back for the LA Galaxy, one of the most successful MLS programs there. So it certainly is a proving ground, and I think you're seeing more and more players come in at a young age, or perhaps they were at the MLS. They didn't find a way to break through into the club that drafted them or that they had an opportunity with straight away. Came down to the USL, proved themselves, played well, performed, and then they find themselves in good situations on an MLS deal and playing at the highest level in the United States.
William Yambi, left center back, will play back to goalkeeper Ryan Taylor. As Taylor urges his players to get towards midfield. Looking for the 50-50 ball as Udai Imora. Wilmington will take over possession, moving quickly up the field. Ferretti Sosa. Luis Fernando plays ahead. Good defensive effort there by Mael Corbos. Oh, it's Liam Miller.
See straight away as soon as the Richmond Kickers, as soon as they give up possession or the Wilmington Hammerheads break a line of pressure, they do so well to drop in and find that bank of four, and then the two in front with Callahan, Paulini, and the shape's good, the compactness is good, and they force you to go around them as opposed to through them. They aren't going to let you break on them quickly. They're very good at stopping the counter, very disciplined.
Talked about Coach Briggs being the new head coach here, of course, at Wilmington. Also a new assistant, or not really a new assistant, but getting the official title from one of your counterparts for a long time with Matt Glazer as an assistant for UNCW, now here at Wilmington Hammerheads organization as well.
Yeah, Matt's been with the UNCW women's program and obviously has been with the Wilmington Hammerheads organization as a player, and now he's stepped up into that assistant role and works primarily with the goalkeepers. And Matt's a great guy. I know he's someone that Coach Mark Briggs trusts extremely well. And then also Troy Cole joins the staff and works on the sports science side. And I think those two guys, players for the Wilmington Hammerheads organization, people that Mark Briggs knows, trusts, and they have a very good understanding of what it takes to be successful here at this club, but also in the USL in general.
Seems here as we approach the 20th minute, just a few seconds ago, about Richmond and the camaraderie that they bring to the pitch each time out. Wilmington still trying to find that little niche here in the first 20 minutes to provide them a little spark, as we see on the far flank on the right edge, but well defended there by Braden Troyer for the Kickers. And Miller, the full head of steam for Wilmington as it plays back to Sousa. Overcast skies continue to roll in, some clouds here in Wilmington. I know for many soccer fans across the nation, you think of Wilmington, you might not know where the heck it's located here geographically. Look at the state of North Carolina, look at the southeast corner. About a 90-minute drive north of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And that's where you find Wilmington, on the banks of the Cape Fear River, sandwiched in between the Cape Fear and the Atlantic Ocean. We talked a little bit about that rain today and how that may have some fans, but as We approached opening kick, got through the anthem and the starting lineups. Now the first 5 or so minutes of the match, and the stadium is definitely filled up. And I always have been saying this over the last 2 seasons, having the opportunity to broadcast Wilmington Hammerheads FC